Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Thursday. We're going to talk about two things, and both of those things are football related. We'll talk college football playoff. The official rankings came out Tuesday after the Duke-Michigan State game, where Duke took Michigan State down by 7 points. Grayson Allen dropped 37. That was a fantastic game to watch. And then the next game, Kansas beat Kentucky. Anyway, college football playoff rankings came out. After that, we will talk about the NFL, quarterbacks being benched, being sacked, injured, concussion protocol, Zeke Elliott, and the game tonight. So, college football playoff rankings, as I predicted, would be Alabama, Miami, Oklahoma, Clemson, Wisconsin, Auburn, Ohio State, USC, Georgia, Notre Dame. However, I only got 3 of those right. The official rankings were Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Miami 3, Oklahoma 4, Wisconsin 5, Auburn 6, Georgia 7, Notre Dame 8, Ohio State 9, and Penn State 10. Now, the 3 I got right were Alabama 1, easy pick. Wisconsin 5 was also an easy pick, and Auburn 6 was also a pretty easy pick. 2, 3, and 4 were really a toss-up. You could have had Miami over Clemson. You could have had Clemson all the way at 4 like I did. You could have had Oklahoma a little bit higher. But that's just what the committee said. And we got 2 weeks left of football plus championship weekend, so we have a lot of room for mix-up in there. And that was my next point, is 7 of the top 10 teams will play one or the other. In this case, Alabama will play 2 teams. They'll play Georgia in the SEC title game. In the week before that, they will play Auburn in the Iron Bowl. So there's 3 teams. Clemson, Miami, ACC championship game. There's 5. Wisconsin, Ohio State, Big Ten championship game. Now, that is good if you're a team on the outside looking in, as Wisconsin is, as Auburn is, Georgia, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Because if you are a team on the outside not playing Alabama, I like your chances because Clemson and Miami one of them will knock the other one out, in my opinion. So that opens up one more spot. So then we got Alabama, the winner of Clemson, Miami, and OU in with 1 spot open. However, if Auburn pulls out the upset against Alabama and Georgia wins the SEC title game, I think we could have a lot of disruption in the top 10 because Alabama will lose, Georgia will win the SEC championship game. It'll be chaos is what I'm looking for. Ohio State, Wisconsin, I believe the winner of that will have a decent shot if it's Ohio State and a great shot if you're Wisconsin, because hopefully Wisconsin wins this week against Michigan. And if they're undefeated in the Big Ten championship game and they win, I don't see any reason to keep them out. They're undefeated. Regardless of schedule, they won the Big Ten championship game, and they would have knocked off Michigan and Ohio State. But if you're a team like Ohio State, for reference, I like your odds of getting in if you can run the table. If you can't run the table, I don't see you getting in. But if you can run the table, I think you can get in because, in my personal opinion, like I said last video, the Final Four will be Alabama, Miami, Oklahoma, and Ohio State for the reason that Alabama is going to beat Auburn. They're going to beat Georgia. They're going to be the number 1 overall seed. Alabama and Georgia will have 3 losses, or Auburn and Georgia, will have 3 losses and 2 losses, 3 Auburn, 2 Georgia, and they will be out without a conference championship. Like I said, Ohio State runs the table, beats Wisconsin, and they've shown that they don't value Wisconsin as a top 4 team because their strength of schedule is so weak. However, like I said, if they win the Big Ten championship game, I don't see why they're not in as an undefeated champion. However, if they lose 1 game, I think they are 1 and done. Clemson, Miami. One of those guys is getting knocked out, so that opens up a spot for Ohio State to jump Georgia and Auburn because they'll both lose to Alabama. They will jump Wisconsin when they beat them, and Clemson and Miami, they will jump the loser of that game. They will be sitting at number 4. So that's all I got on the college football playoff. We got a good Saturday coming up. For Wisconsin, Michigan playing. Bama and Auburn sadly have Mercer and Louisiana Monroe. Not very good games. However, you never know. I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but I'm saying Michigan could upset Wisconsin, or Wisconsin could come out and prove that they are a top 4 team and obliterate Michigan. You just got to wait and see. NFL. Ezekiel Elliott decides to take his suspension of 6 games. He served 1 game last week, so he's got 5 left. Now, what does this mean for the NFL? Does this mean the NFL was right in suspending Zeke because the police didn't charge him with anything? This, for me, shows that Zeke figured he would just man up about it, take his suspension, and just, take it like a man. Now, the NFL is going crazy because they think, oh, we got Zeke and he didn't do anything everything wrong in the police eyes, but we thought he did, and we got him to confess because he's taking the 6 games. I think he should have taken the 6 games to start the season because now he's really just hurting the Cowboys and making their playoff push a bit harder. Bills bench Tyrod Taylor for Nathan Peterman. Now, people believe Peterman could be the new face of Buffalo since Tyrod Taylor hasn't really been performing the past few weeks. However, this change came on Wednesday, so it's not like it was a performance change per se. Maybe it was something happened in the locker room, something happened at practice. You just really never know. Maybe they just want to try Peterman out for a change. Vikings to stay with Case Keenum instead of Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I don't know if you know, but Teddy Bridgewater dressed for an NFL game for the first time in 2 seasons, I think. Very emotional for Teddy Bridgewater seeing the NFL field again. Hopefully he gets back onto the field and gets some playing time soon. But right now, Case Keenum is looking pretty hot. 4 touchdowns last week. I don't see anything standing in his way this week. Cardinals go to Blaine Gabbert. Drew Stanton's out this week. Blaine Gabbert, he's been all over the place, really. He's played with 8 or 9 teams, I believe. He's made his way around now. I don't know if this is a good look for the Cardinals. I believe this is a good look if you are Adrian Peterson because you got another quarterback. They're not going to trust him to throw the ball. Or if you're the other running back for the Cardinals, I think this looks good for you. I think your playing time could go up. I think you're going to get more touches, more carries, and so forth. Phillip Rivers. Is Phillip Rivers going to play this week? He is on concussion protocol. Phillip Rivers hasn't missed a game since 2006, and if he doesn't pass this concussion test and he misses this game, that'll be a devastating streak coming to an end, like Joe Thomas's consecutive snap streak came to an end this season at over 10,000. Tonight we have the Titans visiting the Steelers. The Titans are 6-3. And the Steelers are sitting at 7-2 atop the AFC North. The Titans last week got a win against the Bengals on a last-minute drive by Mariota. Led them down the field, scored a touchdown, went up 4 with roughly 23 seconds, and the Bengals couldn't do anything. Steelers last week got a win versus the Colts. They were down 17-3 at one point, and then they came back, beat them 20-17, I believe, on a last-second field goal. Tonight the line opens up at Pittsburgh -7. I think it's a little generous. I think, in my opinion, Pittsburgh is going to win this game 38-17. That's my prediction for the game. I think Pittsburgh offense with Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown. If Ben Roethlisberger can keep the ball on offense and not turn the ball over, I think they will have no problem with the Titans since it's a home game on Thursday night. Titans had to play Sunday, travel Monday. Short week, real short week for them. Mariota, though, I mean, he's got some good offensive weapons. Eric Decker, Corey Davis, and his running back. They got good offensive weapons. I just don't think it's enough to beat the Steelers on such a short week, which is why I personally love Thursday Night Football. I just don't think it's good for the players. You know, they have to go on a short week.